Hello and thank you for joining me on another novel escape. My name is Trevon Grant, and this is going to be another book review on The Light of All That Falls by James Islington. Stay tuned. So silly. Alright guys, so before I get into this video, I just want to go through a couple of other books that I am currently in the process of reading or have read, and I am preparing to get these books out. House of Assassins by Larry Correia. I just finished that book. It is the second book in his Sons of the Black Sword series. Starsight by Brandon Sanderson. I have that book. I've been looking forward to read again a second book. I have Children of Virtue and Vengeance by Tomi Adeyemi. Tony Adeyemi. The Rage of Dragons by Evan Winters. And that's another book that I have in my list of books. Those are the next few books that I will be reading and getting into. And now this book, The Light of All That Falls, is the third and final book in the book series of the Lycanus trilogy. I thought this trilogy was actually very enjoyable. I personally liked the books, all three of them. I have Asha for one, that was tricked by Nesgala, right? Or Nesgala. She was tricked by Nesgala. But in the trickery, she gained a tremendous, endless supply of essence. Caden has asked her to be sort of the power source for the wall, right? And so at the end of book 2, she steps into this device called the Javette, where she is going to be in a dreamlike state. And so the power that is within her would power the wall. And so in the first part of this book, we have Asha, who is in this dreamlike state, the state that was created by Caden. And so there's a ton of books he's created in there, and so she's learning how to use her power. She's learning all these tricks that she can use with this massive amounts of power that she's received. All right. Secondly, who do we have? We're at the end of the last book, he was faced with the death of his mother. The people of the land are still not wanting to believe that there is trouble on the way. And so they're almost ignoring him and ignoring the warnings, ignoring the cries, and saying, hey. And so he's having to almost covertly protect the city from invasion. And so this is the problem that Weir faces, and he has to learn how to be a leader. He has to learn how to step up and really fight for the people. And so, which is really cool. I love his character. All these characters are really admirable, are really good characters. Let's go to Davian next. He was caught behind the wall, and he was actually imprisoned in a sort of holding cell that kept him from the power, and he could barely notice, or he could barely just take slithers of the Khan power. He's always sort of on the edge of death, on the edge, and he's being tortured, he's been beaten, he's being bruised, his throat has been cut. Like, all this crazy stuff is happening to Davian. He's just gone through so much trouble and strife, but he becomes the most powerful augur in the world, and probably in all of history. He's become the most powerful augur, and I think that was pretty dang cool. Caden is sort of the person who gives kind of meaning to what everyone is doing in this book. And so Caden he's going around and he's defeating the Venerate, but